Hold it, gamers. I know you want to watch EndWalker, but I'm here to tell you there's about to be major spoilers. You're in the main heart of this expansion. So be warned, if you haven't caught up with the videos or you haven't played EndWalker for yourself, go do it, or I will never stop being angry. But if you are caught up, please enjoy the video. Travelers at the crossroads. This has a thumbnail and I'm fear. Where to now?
Oh shit.
If there is anywhere you would like to visit before we leave, I should be glad to show you the way. Hermes has not yet outright refused his position with the convocation, merely postponed the decision. As such, I may as well resume my assessment. If we cannot accompany him, then I will content myself with questioning his colleagues. Ever the pragmatist, then allow me to remain your humble guide. And what of you? Will you continue along with us? Wonderful. Our fellowship travels on unbroken. I say we explore another part of Elpis and see what new encounters there are to be had. If you would follow me, we will first head back towards... No.
I'm gonna call it ignoramus.
Didn't we part ways with Hermes not far from here? Given the size of Elpis, I expect our paths will cross again before long. From here, we follow the path northwards to Nodoneus. There we will find one of the Neas, which facilitate travel between the islands of Elpis. First-time travelers must be accompanied by someone with the requisite permission, which I have previously been granted. We only need use the device together once, and henceforth you will have leave to use it freely. Shall we?
Oh heck yeah, brother.
Unless the need is pressing, I won't be tracking Hermes with my ethereal sight. 'Tis poor manners to spy on someone's comings and goings in such a fashion. So don't ask. Social conventions notwithstanding, perceiving aether requires deliberate and intense concentration, and we otherwise keep our eyes on the corporeal world. Here we are, Nodoneus. This Neus will take us to Calamelios Zephyros, the western island. That's it right there, looming large over us. Step this way and we can soon admire the view from above. Let's go.
I hope that guy does what he told me he'd do.
This problem.
Let's go, new old friends.
Schwamp.
You know, at this point now that we've actually legit time traveled here, everybody keeps calling us new old friend. Now we can do it to them.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
I present to you Calamelios Zephyros.
Okay, Mom.
Calamelios.
Here you will find a number of testing facilities, as well as the observation hub of Poiton Oikos. Right then. Let's begin by... Well, an Arraius.
Arraius.
How delightful.
Can she?
Aw. Is he lost? Oh,
Oh.
And what, pray tell, is that?
great shark.
Can she?
Ah,
Can
that's a new species of shark.
Damn,
We
Kenshi
approved
looking
the
different
concept a
since
few
he
days ago.
got a hold of them gummy worms.
Sharks are among the most popular sea creatures.
Alright,
There is a
who
day when
dumped a
someone
bunch
does
of
not
aether
see
into
the
the
new
moat?
concept.
They're just called sharks here. They call everything else something
At first,
funny,
they
but
were
it's like,
largely
that's a
orthodox.
shark.
Consideration given to such things as
What the
size and environmental impact. And then a
And the shark's like,
whimsical someone thought to bestow
whoa,
it with flight.
small.
Another superior intelligence. And then the floodgates burst. Concepts
Where'd it
with
go?
multiple heads, or arms and legs, and so on and so forth. It was getting absurd. A part of me wanted to tell them to go away and find something else to create, but I couldn't
Oh.
deny their passion. Here we are.
What?
Oh, wait, is it her?
I think it's her.
That was too close. Are you unharmed? Well now,
Mommy Crystal.
if it isn't a pair of familiar faces.
Venat, that we should meet you here.
As I mentioned earlier, the better part of the convocation holds that when we retire is when we return to the star. Well, she is not among said majority.
Oh shit.
Even
The
after
fuck?
stepping down, she carries on with her work.
Oh.
Venat is her name, and she is the previous cousin.
What?
It has been a while, Hythlodaeus.
You just
You
kind of
look well.
flashbanged me with words, and I just
Less
wasn't
so,
expecting
Emmett
it.
Selk. I dare say the lines upon your brow have both deepened and doubled in number.
I think she's saying you
Shame for
got
one
resting
so
bitch
young.
face.
You must make an effort to frown
You
less
look
often.
old, man.
Easier said than done, thanks to your unruly successor.
How is she, if I may ask?
Incorrigible as ever. Rushed headlong into a volcano on the brink of eruption just the other day. I should be glad to share the tale in its entirety later, if you're so inclined.
They brought back that story. Yeah.
You know I am. Now then, you are?
Part of your successor.
I say, have you perchance come from the future? I do not believe we have ever met, yet I sense my magic upon you.
Oh my god.
Therefore, if I wove the enchantment, I could only have done so at a later point in time.
What manner of magic is this, if I may ask?
You
A
just
traveler's
accidentally
ward, of
gave me
course.
away.
It prevents the corruption of one's ether.
It sounds rather like the blessing of light.
I see you are not ignorant to its presence. And while there are many protective spells, the one you bear is unmistakably mine.
Hold on. From the future? That's absurd.
Not anymore.
What is it? Are you unable to speak of the matter?
The reality to which you must return exists as a result of the final days. You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present.
So, your actions here will not change your history, but they may yet affect the course of ours. How very exciting! I'm quite fond of delving into the unknown, and there's naught more unknown than the future. Until a moment finally arrives, we cannot know
You
for
have
certain
no
what
idea.
will come to pass, regardless of our supposed foreknowledge, so you needn't worry for us. More importantly, that you should go to such great lengths as to travel unto the past bespeaks the gravity of your quest. Will you not reveal it to us? Mayhap we can be of aid to your cause.
If this is true, then you've been keeping quite the secret to yourself. As a representative of the Convocation, I will hear it all. Your identity, purpose, everything.
Why don't we move to a place more conducive to calm conversation? I've been working here for some days now at an old friend's behest. If it is agreeable, we may make use of my accommodation at Poiton Oikos. We were meant to meet. I am certain of it. Else I wouldn't have marked you so clearly, and sent you unto myself in the past. It's precisely the sort of mischief I would get up to, and quite inspired, if I do say so myself.
Holy shit.
Oh my god!
How could she sniff us out like that?
See her own magic.
My apologies, but before we move along, a colleague has tasked me with a matter which I'd rather not leave unresolved. It involves finding a certain concept engraved crystal and the quick-fingered Arias which made off with it.
Oh.
An Arias,
Oh,
you say? I think we might have seen the culprit before being distracted by that business with the shark. Would you like us to follow its ethereal trail? That would, of course, lead us only to the Arias. There's no guarantee that it hasn't dropped or stashed away the crystal you see. Please, even that much would be enormously helpful. While you are hunting down the thief, I can follow behind and scour the forest floor just in case. Could I ask you to join the search? I would appreciate another pair of eyes to cover the land to the west of here. Many thanks. There's a small bridge leading to the Poiton Oikos. Let us meet up there once we've exhausted our efforts.
Bro, wait, hold on, Pluvy, before you go, look at that big ass motherfucker over there.
Where's over there?
To our
Whoa.
right. You'll,
That's
you'll
like
see
a minotaur.
That's a
it's a
big boy.
beefeator.
That's a big boy.
Oh, over. Hey, get back here.
Give
Okay,
Silver
fine.
a ride!
Oh shit! That the fucking coral to the left. Do you not see him?
Thank
Oh,
you,
that big
Foxy.
fucker? Yeah.
That's from one of the Warriors of Darkness story.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Oh shit, it is. Render Ray.
That's right, Renderay.
That's right, right.
That's right, Renderay.
Right.
Why you shoot me? There it is, that's it.
Oh god, my ear. Oh.
Oh my god, move.
I don't know how I was able to collect that through all of your names. Hello, kitty. Goodbye,
Someone's
kitty.
sniffing out a aether current.
There it is.
God damn it!
Damn it, you great serpent of Raga! Get me the fuck out there!
Well, the serpent knows all.
The serpent knows all.
It took me way too many tries to just touch the aether current.
It's same.
Our last searcher returns. I am afraid the Arias no longer had the crystal, nor was I able to find it as I followed in its wake. I don't suppose you fared any better?
A scintillating crystal upon which is stored some manner of esoteric concept.
The crystal! Well done! Wonderful. Now I can focus on your tale without that missing concept nagging at my mind. Have you always had a knack for finding things, don't?
Traveling and searching go hand in hand.
I've often been asked that. Uh-huh, you too. Some of us seem destined to always be searching, for ourselves and for others. Long ago, when I held the seat of Azem, I was forever trekking back and forth across the star in search of answers to people's problems. Naturally, the need for such journeys has lessened considerably since I entrusted the position of my whimsical successor. Yet I am still eager to come running should an old acquaintance or new interest require my personal attention. That is what brings me to Elpis, in fact. Many times has my presence been requested, my opinions sought concerning the habitat of this or that creation. Agreeing to help locate that missing crystal is a minor distraction, which now promises to become a major revelation. How strange and wonderful it is, the way one thing leads to another. Wouldn't you agree? Sure. Oh, sorry, I exploded.
Winkledeus.
Oh,
We've all been thinking it.
Damn it.
We've all been thinking it. He's a twink.
Thank you again for your timely help. Now then, 'tis time I returned this stolen property. If you will go on ahead to my accommodation, I will join you as soon as I have attended to that task. Follow the path straight ahead to the building at the top of the slope. I have the entire place to myself, so we can speak without fear of being disturbed or overheard. Oh, Lord! No!
Boy!
No! No!
Growling just gets trampled.
Blow!
It's right.
Yeah.
Butch.
Yeah, better attune to that before I forget it fucking exists.
Holy shit, the harmonizing of aetheryte noises.
Anyway.
How'd you beat us here? You were supposed to go deliver that to someone else.
Welcome to my temporary abode. Please make yourself at home while I put on some tea. Tea?
No! Answers!
A wonderful aroma. I feel more relaxed already.
Would that I had sweetmeats to offer, but I travel light out of habit. There's plenty of hot water though, so please have as much tea as you like. Now then, will you tell us your tale?
Why don't you start from the beginning? Preposterous. Utterly preposterous.
While not the words I would have chosen, I too have my doubts. Much of it borders on the incredulous. What of you, Venat?
Not knowing the precise details of the first final days, it is difficult to determine the veracity of the tale. Supposing it is all true, I must ask myself why I would do what I did. Why would I feel I had no recourse but to oppose the 14 and create this Hydaelyn? Circumstances change, of course, but it would not have been an easy decision regardless. No, there must have been a reason. One compelling enough to force me to take such drastic measures. Then there is the Elpis flower, which I said would serve as a guide. That it's of import to your mission is plain, but your presence here leads me to believe that this place also holds significance. But what could it be? What are we meant to accomplish?
Might it not be simply thus? In the future, whence she came, the final days could not be averted. Mankind has no choice but to flee the star. By alerting us to that eventuality, perhaps you wish to pave the way for other futures.
Theoretically speaking, it is a possibility. Yet if that were my primary objective, I see no reason to guide our friend to Elpis specifically. The capital and Amarot, or even my own home would be more logical destinations.
True, true. I note also that Hydaelyn did not specify a point in time to which she must return. By this, it may be inferred that it was not critical that we should meet.
Alternately, she had reason to believe that our paths would converge, coincidental though it may seem.
This is quite a puzzle, and we do not have all the pieces.
Hardly any, but we do have one immutable fact. If the final days are indeed as described, they will bring death to all that I hold dear. Yet despite being afforded long years of preparation, the only provisions I could make were for flight. Nay, my first and foremost endeavor would be to find a way to forestall the coming doom.
Given that even the 14 failed, mayhap you deemed it impossible.
Nothing is impossible. This I have always believed. And if Hydaelyn is indeed me, she would believe the same.
Listen to yourself. Are you seriously entertaining the notion that you are a messianic figure in some far-fetched tale? Well, I will not. I refuse to accept that our world could be undone by some unforeseen calamity. I also take offense to my portrayal as a megalomaniacal madman. To sacrifice oneself for the star is a noble act, and I would hold those who gave themselves to this zodiac in the highest esteem. Yet, you claim I recreated Amarot and populated it with phantoms of our people? A bizarre indulgence that would be insulting to their memory. Worse still, I even invited you there. Literally invited my own downfall. Why would I do something so idiotic and inexplicable? Now, I will allow that the hypothetical task of restoring our world would be daunting in the extreme. The thought of having to bear such a burden for 1,000 lives horrifies me. But I would never forsake my duty. I would never forsake my brethren. You do not know me. I've had my fill of your fiction. I will return to my duty, and you will not bother me again.
Emmett Selk! Wait!
You've seen much of Elpis already. If you have any observations to share, I should like to hear them. I see. Then for now, it might be best that we follow your lead and investigate he who will become Vandaniel. And if Dynamis is the selfsame energy as Akasha, as it likely seems, we would do well to learn more about it. With that settled, it is time for action. The missing pieces of the puzzle are here, I'm certain of it. And when you find them, the picture my future self has painted will be complete, and you will have your answer. And suffice it to say, I will aid you in your quest. Have faith. If Emmett Selk is the man Azam described to me, we've not seen the last of him.
Shall we begin our investigations then? I am acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, I know only that which is common knowledge. Thus, I suggest we fall back on the tried and true method of conversing with the locals. The observers who live here can surely tell us more of Hermes and Metion, and I have a good idea of where we might begin. See you the woman standing in front of yonder building? Her name is Esmeen. She is the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for quite some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go and ask your questions. I will help you with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you.
Oh.
Questions? For me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Following event cannot be skipped. Okay. Greetings, Ismeen. My friend here is desperately curious about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge her. Certainly, Mistress Venat. Anything to be of service. What do you wish to know? What kind of person is Hermes? Well, I can only answer from my own experience, but I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail, and is the leading authority on concepts of the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? How long has Metion been here? I cannot rightly say. As a chief's personal creation, Metion has not been subjected to observation and study like other concepts. So one day, she was simply there. And what do you make of her abilities? I understand that she is a highly unusual familiar, able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish I could explain her nature in more depth, but I've not had occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you trust him? I beg your pardon? I've known Chief Hermes for many years. Though I cannot say we are close, he has never withheld information to the detriment of our duties, if that is what you mean. Forgive us, we seem to have veered slightly off course here. Is there perhaps someone else who could tell us more about Meteon? That would be Timaeus. He has a similar expertise with flying concepts and is more than eager to discuss the subject. You'll find him conducting his observations on the banks of the stream, somewhere to the east. Oh, and unless you take a particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there is aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come, I think we've taken enough of Ismin's time.
Okay.
Our investigation is off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose that we split up. I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers. If you could track down the colleague Ismin mentioned. While I did feel compelled to interject once or twice during that previous conversation, you seem more than capable of drawing forth the answers you seek. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the street. We can meet back here once you finish talking with this Timaeus. Yes, I am Timaeus, but please keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. So what is it you wish to speak about? What do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Chief Hermes' work? A worthy subject indeed. Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets the Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high that they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky of moments, and all without riding the currents. I know of none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Meteon, too, is a marvel, then? My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Meteon as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift for communicating via emotions, but otherwise, her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Meteon's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny? Analyzing a colleague's creation before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if he came to me, a fellow artisan, looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Intellecties? Dynamis and Intellecties? Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence in interest? Then why bring up the subject? I'm flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now I really must return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to. back already? That was quick work. You were obviously clever enough to head off any of that rambling Ismene mentioned. So have you found any new findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field had little understanding of Meteon's capabilities, let alone an awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Meteon as his personal project and could provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe that the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we made some progress here, but more information is needed if we are to reach any definitive conclusions.